Good morning. It is Saturday. Woo woo, the 14th. Hoping that these strawberries look so delicious. I already had one. I'm just waiting for my wife to get home tomorrow and then she can try one too. Very delicious they are. You know, it's amazing. When you go and buy them at the store, they, obviously pick them when they're just starting to ripen. And then when you buy it at the store, it's half green, half red, ripe, and just doesn't taste quite right. But these are totally delicious straight through. Here's our parsley, doing really well. And can you guess what this one is? Basil. You got it. Now here, this is a shocker. These are the radishes. We've got one row that it's starting to pop up, but the other ones are doing really well. Now I told my mom, I said, this time let's plant them deeper. Because last time, I think I got 3 radishes and a bunch of tops because they weren't down in the ground far enough. But that's the radishes. It's a beautiful morning. It's a little chilly, and surprisingly we get up to 100 in about 4 days. Okay. This sucker hose doesn't look like it's doing too well. I mean, it's really doing good over here. I've got it wrapped around and coming down. So I don't know what to do about that. But you have this row right here that, the water is going to naturally make its way over here, so we might be okay. I kind of like it looking like this. Now I went over and I noticed that I'm only watering 35 minutes, or was. So I've switched it to 50 minutes. You may think, oh, David, that's too long. And it might be. I may have to go back and tone it back. But this comes on at 7, and it's currently 7:22. So it's got another 30 minutes. So maybe this right here was bothering me too. This pepper plant wasn't getting any water, but as you can see, I think it might. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, we've got beans. I went right into the watering. But yeah, we got about 15, 16 plants so far that are poked up. And pretty amazing. Here's one that's just coming out of the ground. Here's the little tiny one. Then they poke up and you think, oh no, somebody ate the tops off of them. No, just give them time and they'll pop out. Here's one here. Sorry, I'm not the best photographer. Here's our marigolds. Some dripping water in the background. Pause for effect. Here's our eggplant. They have really pretty flowers, don't you think? Love the purple, love the yellow. That's the eggplant. Now look here. The cherry tomato plant that I was kind of thinking was really wimpy and not looking too well. Hey, it's holding its own. It's doing really well. These guys are starting to really push up. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you come out and you just, if they get too tall, sorry you didn't see that, but if they get too tall, just gently push them up into here. You want to, it might pop out again, but you want to, try to have it keep going up, 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 up. We got pretty tall ones. And you know what? These beefsteaks, they'll vine up that far. You've seen my other videos. Some of you have. Look at the zucchini. Comparably bigger than from last time. And then our marigolds, pepper plants, jalapenos. Now you see red ones here. They don't start out red. I've just left them on longer. They get more of a fruitier taste. And maybe a little bit hotter because they've had time to develop the hotness. Here's one where it's green, but it's starting to redden. Honestly, I haven't come out here and picked any. Here's a green one. When it gets warmer, these little ones, I'll start getting ones that really get longer and thicker. This guy here, these are the bell peppers, and I whacked it back and I took off most of the fruit. They were having like clumps of these little bitty tiny things. So it may perk back up when it has warmer mornings. My mom said that this means it's not getting enough water, which you can see in there, it's damp. So I don't think that's the case. So stay tuned. We'll see what becomes of it. Now these were the beets. And I thought, oh, the beets aren't coming up yet. But you see right there? Let's get you down a little closer. They're coming in. You got one way over there and some right up there. They're coming in. They take longer to pop up. I think we need to cut back on some Swiss chard. I'll have to fry up some tonight or tomorrow. Indoors, we still have, this is a weed. I didn't pluck it all, but then here's the cauliflower. Look, dill is coming up. We've got some dill coming up. Yeah. Mostly what my mom did was we freshly tilled the earth here and she just sprinkled it on top. Broadcast the seed out. And here's the broccoli. That plant, I hope with a longer time it waters better. So anyway, that's what it looks like today. Pardon the poop. We also grow poop in our backyard. Amazing. Here's our side. When we first moved in here, it's a uh, I forget the name of the home. It's a the builders, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But this was all just gravel over here. And when we moved in, I'm like, geez, I got to bring my trash cans back this way through the gate and keep it here. And I'm like going, but if we track through the gravel back and forth, it's going to be a mess, and I'd have to go back and rake it a lot. Well, our neighbors, this house was already built and occupied, and they had a landscaper guy in the area came over, and he did this walkway. We're like, oh, that is neat. So we got a hold of the same guy, and we said, doing for us. They went with a lighter cobblestone, and we went with a darker one. I kind of like the darker one because it's got more yellows and reds, and that one's just plain Jane gray. But anyways, more views of our home. Love you guys. Make it a great day. Ciao.